What up, party people? It's your boy Mutt-Man, and I was just sitting around today thinking. I'm actually at home on a Sunday morning, which is rare because we got two sick kids. So I watched a video by the Red Gaze, which is a new video channel that you should definitely check out if you're into comics community stuff. He was kind of just saying that Star Wars Day, which was yesterday for me. It was May 4th, 2019, but it was Star Wars Day. And also at the same time, it was Free Comic Book Day. They landed on the same day. And, just like I would do for either of those days every year, I made a couple of posts and put them out there. But then, I didn't really go anywhere to pick up free comics, and I didn't care. I think I did look at the website for Free Comic Book Day just to see if there was anything good out there, but I'm kind of realizing that the mainstream comics with their huge print runs and all the stuff that they're putting on the shelves just really is not interesting. Not even interesting enough to go pick up a stack of freebies. And I know that within those freebies there are some smaller press things, and that's cool, and good on those folks. But, I'm not rushing out to see what Marvel's putting out or DC, or Image. It's like I really didn't care. So then that got me thinking about what about Star Wars Day? And it's kind of has the same effect. Star Wars is now a little bit in the, it's just it's got a bad vibe to it. The latest teaser for Episode 9 did not really pull me out of the doldrums that The Last Jedi has put me in. So I'm feeling kind of like it's kind of the same thing as Free Comic Book Day. Like there's kind of a dark cloud over all of it. And I started to think about it a little bit more, and I came up with why I think I'm feeling that way. It's because mainstream media in general is dying and fracturing into all of these little media outlets. There's still a place for world news. You always want to know what's going on in the world, and you need a place for world news. But most of us are getting our news from different resources now than we ever did before. That's changed quite a bit. That's kind of the obvious thing. But then even in the mainstream printing realm, you're not really going to any one mainstream comic publisher for any one thing. You find the things that you're most interested in, and then you can find those things. So we're in a new stage where there's this amazing indie revolution that I feel like I'm a part of, where creators like me who didn't have the best inroads, to get into some of these bigger publishers and get marketing dollars behind me. I have an opportunity now to just kind of connect with my audience directly, build that audience, and put out a product. And I just think that it's just this amazing time to live in. It really is an indie revolution. And it's not going to be about a huge swath of people that are all into the same things. Like the Star Wars, the sort of mega brands like Star Wars or Avengers, that stuff's going to start going away. And as the technology gets better, people will be able to produce, things for their own smaller IPs. So, instead of everybody going to see the latest X-Men movie, I'm sure X-Men will be around. X-Men will continue to thrive and do okay in some ways. But as we get older and the newer fan base starts coming up, everything will be customized to what they want. If they're into, like my project is called Hero Blood of Patriots, so I'll build a fan base around that, and and they'll care about that. They'll have all kinds of other interests, but they'll care about that, and they'll be into that story. And so they'll want to see video games that are made for that. And they'll want to see, artwork that's created for that. And they'll buy sketches created for that, and they'll that'll be the IP that they care about, you know. Um, and the same goes for all of these other smaller IPs that are being created. It's about finding the audience for your IP, finding the audience for your specific little thing, and the audience is there. I'm amazed at how people continually come out. Like, if you'd have told me a year ago that I would be seeing fan art for Hero come across my email, I would have thought you were crazy. But people are really excited to do that. They love to showcase their own talent, and they love to take characters that you create and storylines that you create, and you know, and show you what they can do. And man, it's just so much fun. It is so much fun. They have more direct access to me than they would with any other creator. And you know, I mean, and I'm not comparing myself to any great names. I'm just saying, can you imagine if if George Lucas had a YouTube channel when he was creating Star Wars? Can you imagine if he was, you know, like putting pencil to paper and talking about it as he was going through the process, and we had that archived for all time to hear that? You know, that would be pretty amazing. And you know, one of my favorites is Doug TenNapel and Bigfoot Bill. I was able to watch him create page after page live. Like, and then at the end of his process with Bigfoot Bill, I received the book, the printed book. So there's this magic that's really created when a fan of an IP can connect and speak directly to the creator of the IP. I mean, I was fortunate enough to get onto Doug's show and have Doug walk me through certain things that I could do for my own IP, and talk to me about his plans for the video game that he's producing for Bigfoot Bill. So, I mean, you know, to have that kind of access to minds like that, I mean, that is priceless. And that's the day and age we live in. So I anticipate that days like that yesterday, where Free Comic Book Day and all these you know, and Star Wars Day, these things that were kind of designed for a global fan base to have a holiday, that's going to continue to diminish, because if somebody's like kind of into Star Wars, but then they're really turned on by Hero Blood of Patriots, then they're going to focus more on what they really like. You know, they're more into, like, you know, military grunt action and, you know, intense action scenes with a little side of romance, you know, whatever. They might be into my project more than they would be even into a larger IP like Star Wars. So customize, when I talk about, in the past, I've talked about customized content for comics, and I really believe that. I believe that the fan base of any IP can determine where that IP should go. And that's tough for creators to understand, but we live in an era now where you can get direct feedback. You don't have to wait on it or pay for it. You can get direct feedback from fans who really, really care about your IP and the story you're telling. I'll make another video on how I think we can save some of these larger IPs that are on the decline now, like I think Star Wars is. So anyway, the big fan bases are going to shrink, and the smaller, more specific IPs are going to continue to grow. People just love it too much. They're so into it. People are spending hours and hours on YouTube, and I'm the same. I listen to my favorite creators talk about what they're doing. I love the interaction. I love to see the things come to life, just like everybody else. So, you know, that's the kind of stuff I want to produce. I want to connect with my fan base and with the fan base of Hero and the fan base of other projects that me and Macho can make. And, you know, we're going to be involved in sort of side projects and anthologies and all kinds of stuff in the indie community that we're a part of. But it's just a really exciting time for someone like me. And I'm trying to take full advantage of it. And I hope you guys are down for this ride, because it's going to be a lot of fun. Check out Hero Blood of Patriots on Indiegogo. It's funding now. I think when I checked last, we're around 2,500. We've got a first goal of 3,800. We made 24. We made more than we made in our whole entire first 60-day campaign in the first 3 days. So people are very excited, and we're very excited to see people come out and support us. We love our backers, and we will be doing everything we can within our power to make a great story. And the number one thing that we want Hero to be is fun. So if you're down for that, then please back us on Indiegogo, support this project, and just continue to watch as we create it. Thanks. Also, please like this video. Please comment about what you think about the things that I'm talking about here. You know, like, do you think that the large IPs are shrinking? Do you think that these channels like mine and fan bases like the Hero fan base are growing in an interesting way? Or just let me know what you think, because your ideas are probably better than mine anyway. But just please comment, and then also subscribe. If you like this content, please subscribe. And if there's any improvements that we can make to what we're doing, please let us know. Thanks.